Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're going to set up, play and review the game Nacho Pile, also on boardgamearena. Check out my boardgamearena playlist. Now, depending on the number of players, you are going to be placing out one of these dinner plates, and it really depends on how many players there are. So if there's 3, you're playing out 3, and you're going to have 1 each. What you're going to be doing on your turn is drawing one of these chips and placing it next to your plate here, and in this case I'll put the others out a shot. And you can keep on drawing or you can stop. But if you draw the same chip twice, you are going to bust. It's a push your luck game. This is a wild. Immediately you must assign it to something else. In this case, I'm going to say it is, let's say, a 5. Otherwise, of course, I would have busted because I would have had 2 of the same. Let's keep on going in this case. I haven't busted yet, so let's keep on going until maybe I do bust. This is incredible. I've never done this well before. Normally not that good. In this case, I would have busted, in which case these go back in the bag and it's the next player's turn. But let's just say it was my turn again. So everybody else is going to take their turn. It's going to come back to me. The first thing I do is I take these chips and I place them on my plate. And I place them, in this case, I generally play, it doesn't say this in the rules, but I generally place them in numerical value order. I stated this was a 5, so it's going to go in the 5 position. And I'm going to go again. You keep playing until the bag is all but 1 empty, so until there's only 1 remaining. But let's just draw a few more chips and see if I don't bust again. This happens to be a score chip. This is a spicy chip. What you're going to be doing is once you choose to stop, in this case I've chosen stop now, let's say, then what you can do is move all of the chips of a single value of 1 to 7 from beside your plate onto your plate. So in this case there's only ever going to be 1 value anyway. It's going to place a 6 on here. I'll tell you why I picked that one in a second. So if you happen to keep drawing any more of these spicy chips, there are 3 types. There's steal, score and remove. Then you are also going to bust. So a steal allows you to, basically once you've stopped, you can steal 1 chip from any other player's plate and add it to your plate. And remove allows you to remove 1 chip from another player's plate and return it to the bag. What we're going to be doing is once we've got to 1 final chip remaining, then we're going to have everybody placing whatever's left back onto their plates. So this one is just going to, let's say, go here. And then we're going to score up. So what do? Well, there's 6 of each values. So whoever happens to have the most, in this case, let's say that I happen to have the most 1s, and I happen to have 5 1s. So no one can have more than that because there's only 6 out available. Then I would score myself 5 points. If I happen to have 2 3s and somebody else happens to have 3 3s, then what's going to happen is I do not score for that one. Let's say I happen to have the most 6s, I've already got 2 here, then in this case, if that happened to be the most because I was playing with, say, 5 players and there happened to be 2 happened to be the most, in this case what's going to happen is I'm just going to score 2 points. This one, remember, was a 5, but at this point you can actually assign it anything you like. So before we do scoring, you can pick it. So in this case, if I was about to tie on 6, maybe I take the victory in 6 instead. Now the last thing I haven't explained is you are going to score double points on whatever's remaining last. So in this case, it happens to be 6 of the last thing in the bag, then you're going to score double points for anything that you've got. So if I've got 3 of these, then I would score myself 6 points. And that's the same for, that's basically how that's going to go. But that's only the case if you happen to have the most. Now, if you happen to tie, then you're both going to score those points, and each of these represents 1 point each. So that is how that's going to work. You can find up your total score and compare. This does say 30 minutes on boardgamearena, but actually on the bag it says 20 minutes. I believe it is more likely to be 20 minutes. I played at various player counts, 2, 3 and 4. This is a 2 to 6 player game though. And I would say even with the teach, you're getting it in just under 20 minutes as well. So it's quite effective. What do you think of the game? Well, I think it's not bad. Obviously it's a push your luck game. A kind of bit of a set collection going on to get the most. You are keeping an eye on everyone else, and as the game goes on, you're going to know there's only a few chips remaining and whether it's worth obviously continuing to take many chips. I think it's okay. I think it's portable. These are lovely pieces. They have a nice curvature going on, which I think Nacho should do. And a quick Nacho joke that I learned this morning, or maybe reheard, was what do you call someone who has all your cheese? Well, you can tell them it's nacho cheese. Anyway, I might have said that quite badly. But there we go, that has been by the designer of Happy Salmon. This is by Ken Gruhl. Any questions, do let me know in the comments best on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And of course, check out the various other videos via the description on YouTube for any errata, the podcast, as well as various things such as pictures over on Instagram, and join the discussion on Facebook. But for now, back to the table.